Hello, thank you for joining the Original Jones broadcast once again. I came this week because I wanted to give you some quick tips on how to take care of your flowers and make them last longer. Now, as you can see, I had some red roses. These were my anniversary roses. My husband bought me 29 since we celebrated 29 years of marriage. I changed the vessel that I had the florals in. And I proceeded to take at least 2 bottles of very cold water from the refrigerator, and I poured it into the actual flower vase. Now, from this point, I did take and I used the packet of flower food that they currently had from Publix with the flowers. And I wanted to add that because we know that everything needs to eat. We need to eat, animals need to eat, as well as flowers. And so I proceeded to put this into, and it only required a half a pack. So I put a half a pack of food in there. But one of the things that I did, I also added in maybe about a teaspoon of Clorox. Now, this is supposed to keep the bacteria down, and that way, when it does, it will make your flowers actually last a little bit longer. Now, like I said, I had already had these for about a week, and I wanted to keep the momentum going because I just loved walking around the home and looking at the flowers that my husband had bought me. Now, as you can see, I am actually taking them and unwrapping them, or taking I think they usually put a rubber band around them. And I'm just actually stripping the leaves. And really, that leaf is kind of just hanging on. I should have just took that off. But I wanted to take the leaves off so that they will not enter the water, because from what I have been studying, that if those leaves enter into that water, it will cause bacteria, which will make your flowers have a short lifespan. And so I did not want to, kill them off myself. So as you can see here, I could not find my flower stem cutters. So of course I had a dull knife and I just kind of took off the leaves, and I wanted to cut off the bottom of the stem so that it will be a fresh opening, almost like a fresh wound, and that way all of the flower food could get in there. And so here you see me, I'm pulling off some of the actual petals that was pretty much just kind of hanging on, because like I said, they were coming down to their last little bit, and so I wanted to hang on as much as possible. And I pretty much kind of just arranged them as much as I could, or how I thought that they would look good in the vessel that I had chosen. And I kind of just put the stems catty-cornered so that they can hold themselves up. And so that is what I did for this. And so as you can see, I just kept pulling the petals and just trying to make the arrangement still look beautiful, even after me having them for a full week. Now, as I continued to do that, I continued to build. I continued to try to make them look as full as possible. I kept the baby breath, all of the other stems that was included in there. And I just went and had my way of trying to recreate what my husband had actually bought me. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I really like the way this turned out. So as you can see, I put it on my formal living room table. And even though some of the buds or the actual flowers were hanging down, they did start to perk up within a couple of days or a couple of hours because they were in fresh cold water. But I think they look pretty good sitting here because of the fact I had already had them for a week, and look at them now. So maybe y'all, this isn't a tip that y'all can take and maybe use it to make your flowers last a little bit longer. Okay, ta-ta, bye-bye.